Hey folks, welcome to day 4 of the 60-day release and capture. Now I know the last 3 days have been kind of silly, kind of fun, and I want to kind of change your focus a little bit today and really make a challenge to everyone watching, and that is today, as opposed to getting rid of stuff in your house or your closet or whatever, to take one specific activity, maybe something you're involved in at work, maybe a ministry that you're involved in at church, maybe something that you volunteer with, and take that particular activity. Evaluate your life, evaluate the time that you're spending, and cut one thing out of your life. Now you may say, man, this is crazy. Churches may say, man, you're going to cut down our volunteer staff. But I truly believe that when we get focused and honed in on something, that we're much more powerful in everything else that we do. And the fact of the matter is, many of us are bloated in our time commitments. Many of us have, if you're like me, you have a big heart and you have only so much time. And so you either overcommit yourself financially or you overcommit yourself with time, and you end up being less than effective in so many areas. I have one thing that I've targeted in my life that I was going to really, emphasize and really pick up on. There's an opportunity that I've been given to participate in a program called Kairos Torch. It's a phenomenal ministry that reaches out to the young people in St. Charles that are in the Youth Detention Center. And it's a phenomenal opportunity, but at the end of April, they have a big weekend, or we have a big weekend that we participate in. That's going to be the end of my commitment. Now, it's a huge time commitment. It's been a huge time commitment, and I believe that it'll be effective, it'll be good, and I feel good about my involvement in it so far. But the next step is to get involved with mentoring the young people and meeting with them every weekend or every week, and trying to spend time with them. That's just not something I'm going to be able to do. And I've had to really take a look at that. I was planning on really, getting involved in doing that, as well as the other things that I'm involved in. But I've got so much on my plate that we have to make a decision. I'll tell you a story. There's a lady going to our church. She used to go to a pretty sizable church congregation in the area. Very well known. If I called the name, you would know it. But she told us that she was involved in around 70 ministries, and she asked the Lord. She said, the Lord began to speak to her and say, you need to get out of what you're doing. You need to stop. And she initially said, well, they need me. They need my time. They need my energy. They need what I'm bringing. And she felt the Lord check her and say, no, do they need you, or do you need the significance this is giving you? Oftentimes that can be the problem that we run into. We feel a sense of significance, and we feel that we are making a difference, and it gives us a sense of worth. And yet we can be so involved and so committed to so many things that we become ineffectual in so many things in our life. So I just want to challenge you. Take today. We're going to do 30 days of this. This is just day 4. So take today, evaluate the things that you're involved in your life, and narrow them down. You may need to cut 2 or 3. And in the end, she ended up cutting, I believe, 65 of them. She was left with 5 that she was really committed to. And these were the things that she felt a burden and a match between her passions and her calling. In the end, she ended up having to pull out from all of that and do some really serious personal development, some spiritual development. This may be something that you find that God makes you hit the reset button and back out from everything in order to be able to launch back into the ministry, the calling, the work, the business, whatever it may be, so that you can become more effective. our time and our life is just like our body. You can't continually stuff things into your body without there becoming an overload. And sometimes our time and our schedules look like looks like we're overweight. If you get the analogy or the metaphor. And so we need to take the opportunity to cut some of that out of our life, cut some of that, and really hone down on the things that you're going to be effective. Challenge you today, day 4. Take a look at your commitments and slice just one thing off. If you feel it, cut off a few more. But really look at that. Take a hard look at what you are focused on, what you are engaged in, and accept the challenge to back up a little bit. And I promise you're going to find that you are better for it.